What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to paint my valve cover. I'm going to paint it. I'm going to show the proper way to paint, like, obviously. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so first things first, we're going to go ahead and clean it up. Right now I'm just going to use some brake clean and then go at it with some soapy water because it's supposed to be really good. So I'm just going to nicely take it all off. I already cleaned up a little bit of it because there's a lot of gunk on it, so this is just a kind of a final clean. Okay, so now I gotta tape, well actually no, I'm gonna take off all the old paint first and then we'll tape off. So I'm not gonna bother taping this off. I'll show you why in a bit. I'm gonna tape this, I'm gonna tape this, and then we'll be good to paint. So to get all the old paint off, realistically you could use paint stripper, but I forgot to get any, so I'm just going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to use the wire brushes that I used before for cleaning up the manifold and stuff, and see if I can get it to clean up nicely. So let's give it a shot. Alright, we're busting out the big boy. That was fast. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and use this. So the next step is to clean it all off. Now that the paint's all gone, you want to clean up any contaminants for the paint. So I'm going to do that now. I'm just using soapy water and microfiber and a scrub brush just in case. That's pretty much all you'll really need. And then we'll get to painting. Okay, so I got the valve cover all cleaned up. So I just used soapy water to take the paint, or sorry, I just used soapy water to clean it off, degrease it basically. And then I just used my heat gun to heat it up so that the water, it wouldn't be moist anymore. So, I know it's not the perfect job of sanding and everything. In here as well, it's still a little dirty because there's crevices. But I have the cover for this, so I'm not like super concerned with down here. It'll still paint and everything, it'll still look good, but I just can't get anything in there to clean it up enough. I'm going to keep trying at that, and then we're going to paint her. Okay, so I am all ready to paint now. First things first, I'm going to also be heating up the valve cover between coats and after, because it is very cold in the garage. So I'm going to be doing that, and right now, obviously it's black and white now, so obviously you'll have to wait till the end of the video to see what color the valve cover is. If I didn't make it black and white because I couldn't figure out how, then the color. So I'm going to go ahead and start painting this valve cover now. Okay, so I just finished all the coats. I did like 7 or 8 because this isn't the best paint in the world. I kind of just got cheap stuff. It's not bad. It didn't come out perfect. Obviously, that sanding disc on the grinder kind of took some chunks out of my valve cover. But that is actually okay because I am planning on getting a new valve cover. I'll explain once I actually get that. Basically, I just wanted this to look better. The paint on the valve cover before wasn't the best. It had some marks in it and stuff. So this will just look better than that. So right now, I am going to let this dry overnight. And then I'm going to come back and do the clear coat tomorrow because I just want to let it really dry. And it's getting a little too cold in the garage. So yeah, I am going to leave this here and I'll pick it up tomorrow. See you in like 2 seconds. Alright, I am back. It is the next day for me. So what I'm going to do now, before I clear coat this, I'm going to cut the paint off of the lettering, like the Nissan and the twin cam 16 valve, because I want that to just be chrome, and then I'm gonna clear it. So I'm gonna do that now. I'm just gonna use a razor blade to cut it off, and then we'll get to clear coating it. Okay, so I cleared it. I took off the paint from the Nissan twin cam, blah blah blah, and it looks pretty good. I'm happy with it. So before we go any further, I'm just gonna do this. And now we are back in color, yay! Okay, so fair warning, I just want to talk about this before I actually show off the color. I had no intention of like making this absolutely perfect. I just want to make that clear because honestly, not the best paint job in the world. Like I said before, I bought the cheapest paint I could find at Canadian Tire. I used that sanding disc on my grinder, which ended up taking down a lot of metal in just small spots. So there's a lot of like crevices and stuff like that. So I just kind of did this because I wanted to have it look better than it did with the red paint that was on it. If you noticed before I started sanding it down and everything, it was really beat up. Like there was dents, not dents, but chips in the paint. There was a spot that had rubbed off. There was a bunch of stuff that rubbed off. And I just wanted it to look a lot better than how it looked before. So I just sort of went out on a limb, picked a color. It is a color that I'm going to stick with. And like I said before, I'm going to get that new valve cover. I'll just explain it now. So basically, it's a S13 front part. So the front part of it is from an S13 SR valve cover, and then the rear half of it, or like the rear 3/4 of it actually, is from an S14 because they have better baffling and everything in them. So for the blow-by control PCV system, the S14s and 15s have a better system inside the valve cover than the S13s, which helps control blow-by and stuff like that. And like I mentioned before, with a built motor with larger ring gaps, you're going to have a bit more blow-by, so I want to be prepared for that, make sure that I am all good. So I've bored you enough. Without further ado, if you're ready, here's the paint. Alright, so here it is. It is white. We are not in black and white anymore. There is color. So I went with white. I just really like white anything, honestly. I really like white and red too, so I think the white and red will look good together. So that's why I went with that. As you can tell, like how I was saying, if you look here, I don't know if you'll see it on camera, but like in spots like here, let's see if I can focus it better. So like all in here, you can see like little dents and stuff, and like right here. And there's a bunch over here, you can't really make it out on camera. But yeah, that is the finished product. So I'm gonna kind of consider this a bit of a fail video. All the steps I took are correct. I just didn't put enough effort into cleaning it and stuff like that. So the proper way, the real way that you should be doing this is power wash it or spray it off. Wipe it down with degreaser to get any water out. Make sure you're buying decent paint. Paint is seriously a big thing. And another thing, if you do have crevices like I do on here, or if you use a sanding disc like I did on the big grinder, you can actually buy primer that fills as well. It kind of acts like a Bondo filler, from what I know. I've never honestly used it, but that's what I've been told. So that would fill all of these, fill all the little dents and anything. If you dropped your valve cover and it's dented before, then that'll help with that. So fill it with primer, and then spray over it with good white paint, or good paint, not white, but good paint. But yeah, so there are a lot of things I could have done differently to make this better. I could have made sure I was spraying more evenly and everything like that. But like I said, this is just a rough, like, looks better than the original paint that was on it. So I think that's all I got for you. If you like the color, hit the like button. Smash it even. I don't care. Doesn't affect me. You could even just tap it. But yeah, leave a comment, share it, subscribe, everything. You know the drill. So I think we're good. See you in the next one. Peace.